How's this for a stealth shed? You're looking right at it. Do you see it? How about now? Let me give you a hint. Look toward the top of it. Do you see it? Hey tubers, welcome back for another adventure. It's time to build a shed on a budget. Those of you who watch my channel regularly realize about this time of year I discover I'm about out of space and I need a shed. I had a bunch of stuff behind this fence here, and though it's nice to hide stuff behind a fence, when I toss the snow over the top, I'm going to destroy all my stuff. So this is where I'm going to put the shed. And if you're building a shed, the first thing you need to do is figure out where you're going to put it. Next up, you buy up a bunch of materials, pressure treated 2x4s for the base. It's going right on the ground, right? And got the materials. It's going to be 16 on center construction. It's basically going to be 7 by 8 the first half, and then there's going to be 7 by 8 addition to it. And next you start building the base. Once again, 16 on center. I really don't want these falling on my feet. So this is going to be the top rail where the floor is going to go, and there's going to be wood sitting like that, and you'll see all that in a few minutes. Once again, oops, as we drop them on the floor, I pre-drilled holes to make the floor joist, so to speak, go in very easily. Pre-drilled the holes too for the bottom rail. So the base is coming together. You can see the rails, right? Floor joists, 16 on center. I pre-drilled this, pre-marked this, so the sides should go together pretty quickly, and I'll show you when the next stage is ready. So the base of the shed is about built now, right? Once again, 16 on center, 8 feet. This dimension will be 7 feet. And I picked that dimension for roofing. I wanted to use metal roofing, and I wanted to buy 8-foot sections, which means the base really needs to be 7 for me to get enough tilt to it. This is going to be a relatively low shed. It's really for all-terrain vehicle storage, snowblower storage, stuff like that. Anyway, so 16 on center. By the way, I pre-drilled a lot of this stuff. It just makes it so much easier, right? The Phillips heads that went into here, it was nice because I marked them 16 on center, pre-drilled them, and then it just takes a second to spin the Phillips heads right in, right? This across the bottom keeps things from splaying out a little bit, makes it a little more rigid. When you put the plywood on, it makes it nice and easy to square the whole thing, right? You just make sure your edges are square, top, and let's call that bottom. This piece of plywood has to be cut. That's why it's not on yet, and why put it on to make it heavier to lift. This is an 8x8, and I had no problem lifting it up and propping it up like that to put this piece in. Do be careful. The wind here is picking up just a little bit, which makes it very easy to have pieces of fence and everything else fall on you. You know, even stuff that's propped up pretty good, if the wind's whirling a little bit, you can end up with stuff falling down. And obviously, it could easily break a leg or whatever, so pay attention. Obviously, when you're using a saw, a drill, all that, protect your eyes and fingers and all that stuff. You know, recovery always takes a long time. Once the base is built, square, all that kind of stuff, the rest of it is really pretty easy. I didn't want to run the fence all the way to the ground for a couple of reasons. I didn't want to waste the 6 foot of height, first of all, and secondly, I really didn't want the fence on the ground, right, absorbing water and snow and all. So to get around that, I just put a 2x4 and this, they call it 2x2. It's more like 1 1/4 by 1 1/4. I just set that up to get it up off the ground to allow me to put some decking fasteners between the shed and this, right, between the base and the fencing, and you could see went all along. To make the corner work, right, I just notched this in a little bit, right. I just took some of this and actually some of this rail, cut it off so that now this goes straight up against the other one, and then you could see I put a square head right into it. Just to give you an idea of what it looks like. Once the base is level, quite honestly, just prop that around. You can see the 2x4 in the corner there, 2x4 in the corner. I ran a piece of pressure treated along the top, and you could just see the details. These are more or less 16 on center. My experience is with the edge, it's always good to go flat, so this really bolts down. The top could use some more fasteners. I just basically, I went 5, so 2, 3, 4, 5. There should be one right there, and then there's, I put the next sheet on top, and then put another fastener through it. Where did I lose it? Here, I guess. So there's fasteners right through here, and then that's the one I must have missed. Okay, and then there's one there. So the fasteners are 1/4 inch with the washers on them, so that they just bolt down with that. I don't know, am I tall enough? There's probably snow on top and you can't see them. Why is this end open? Well, there's another 8 foot of shed I want to put that way, but there's still stuff in the way, so I can't quite do that yet. So this shed serves 2 crazy useful purposes. Not only is it a shed, but it puts the fencing up on the end of the driveway where I wanted it, and it's very stealth. So when I'm using the snow tosser to clear snow from the driveway and it lands on top of the shed, it'll melt and roll off eventually, which is what I'm after it doing, but it won't land on the plastic of my machines and break them, right? If I put a load of snow like on that blaster right there, it's going to break all the plastic, so I didn't want that to happen. So the good thing about 4 inches of heavy snow is we get to test out the stealth shed, see if we have any water coming in, see if it's going to fall over. I want to check that out before I get in it. Whoa, table dry, right? No drip drops, some condensation. And by the way, with metal roof stuff, you'll always be fighting condensations. No drips in here, right? We got only a few things in. Got some finish up to do, but once again, I like it. It's nice and dry. There'll be a second ATV in here. It's only 8 foot, so I don't think we're getting 3. They're normally somewhere between 36 inches and 48 inches, and a 36 and a 48 is 7, which burns up, or a 36 and a 42 is close to 7 foot. So even if that's a little less, though, that looks like all the 36. Anyway, I'm happy. It's standing, it's staying, it's not no problem. Hopefully this melts off and I can continue getting stuff in place. Now that you've seen the shed in all its glory, I hope you guys love it. By the way, the 2 foot wide, 8 foot long metal sheets, they're $20 each. Fencing, right? You only see 2 sections of fencing. I think they're $40 each, almost as much as the 4x8 sheet of plywood, quite honestly. The pressure treated 2x4s for the base, I think they're about $5 each. The pressure treated uprights, right? These guys also, I think they're about $5 each. This is a pallet, right? This was a pallet that was used for, I believed there was siding, vinyl siding on it. I took it apart partially, and once again, it's not back completely, but you can see how it's holding everything strong and fast, right? I just put that sheet up once again to keep the wind from, and rain and all that from coming in. What I'll do is I'll take that end sheet of plywood down when this whole thing is extended. So, I mean, you could see it's pretty stout and solid. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I need you all to get out there. Keep your feet down. I need you to keep your heads up. And I really need you all to enjoy each and every day. You don't know how many you're going to get, so go out and build a shed. It's good exercise. Bye now.